Welcome back everyone to my channel. Thanks so much for being here. It has been a long time since we spoke last, so thanks for being here. I appreciate the fact you guys keep coming back to see what I made week after week. I am truly blessed for the following I have on YouTube and all the socials, so thank you for coming back over and over. So this week, after a 6-month hiatus, I decided to work on a 4-color puddle pour and stuck with a safe pour for me, being a swipe, which is one of my favorites. And let's see how things shook out. Now, first of all, there was no big to-do about why I was away for these past 6 months. I think I reached a level of burnout back in December I hadn't experienced before, so I decided to take some time for me and just kind of get away from painting altogether. Now, the intention wasn't for 6 months altogether, but that's what it turned into, so here we are. Back into a simpler pour for me to get my feet wet. I really hadn't mixed paint or thought about painting until the past couple of weeks went by, and I decided to get back into things where I was comfortable with, and swipes are again one of my favorites, so for me this was a safe bet. I am comfortable with the colors being blue light, a blue cyan, Prussian blue, and blue violet flash by Folk Art. This was a smaller canvas too, 11 by 14, and nothing too out of control, so I wanted to kind of wean myself back into YouTube and just recording and also doing the pours themselves too. So let's see how things turn out in this colorful 4-color puddle pour. And as a lot of you know, I really enjoy swipes. Now, puddle pours are a go-to of mine that I really like doing. I find that you can color coordinate quite well with a mood you're in. I went for some summer colors with some light blues. I've got sky blue, blue cyan, Prussian blue, and some blue violet flash by Folk Art. That's that iridescent color, which is very fun to work with. Now, when I first began to drop these puddles down on the canvas, I really wasn't sure what order I may go in. It had been quite a long time, and really I'm learning all of this again after such a long time being offline, we'll call it. So 6 months goes by, you kind of forget how things may work. Aside from, once I got to about this point in the pour, I was gaining my confidence. I was comfortable with the color schemes, where things would go, but also where I wanted my swipes to go on this smaller canvas. And P.S. don't forget to grab that torch to pop your small bubbles to eliminate those pinholes after the fact. And now, if experience has taught me anything, it is to just pay attention to the small details. Now, there's a small little piece of lint in my Prussian blue puddle there, so I wanted to grab that before I got my swipes going. And for as small of a canvas as this was, I was actually a little bit nervous when I began to do it. So this helped calm my nerves. In all my puddle pours, I decide to break on, where I'm just wrecking the puddles, creating contrast and some focal points for the piece. This helps calm me. I really enjoy this part of the process for the breaking, and just being able to grab the back of your paintbrush and create some dimension in the painting to see what you can create off those puddles. So I am going to swipe through these colors, but I always want to do my best to give the painting some life beforehand. And now, near the end here, I wanted to just add a little bit of extra interest on this side, as I felt it was missing a bit from the right-hand side on the screen. Now, this part for me was the most nerve-wracking. I hadn't done a swipe in almost 7 months, and I felt a ton of pressure. Now, looking back on the video here, it came out really, really well. And I was really quite happy with myself. I stood back and actually just kind of observed it for a few minutes, because I was really happy with those lines and how the color just kind of blended really well together. And anyway, the second swipe went a little bit, didn't go backward, but I was swiping away from me, which felt really odd, like really kind of backward. So I wasn't as comfortable with this swipe, especially at the end there, but all in all, once the Floetrol and titanium white settle down in that big kind of blotchy area, it gives some really cool cells and lacing effects that are, really enjoyable to look at. Now, as for the outside here, I've got some extra paint of the sky blue and my cyan blue that will help the paint fall over the edges of the canvas, because you don't want your paint getting stuck on the dry canvas, which may pull on your design altogether. And here we are going into our lacing of the painting. So in my experience, for myself anyway, I have found that with some swipes, I tend to rush my tilts. So if there's one thing that I guess time has taught me, is that you don't want to rush your tilting, because you can actually wreck your lacing effects you've created altogether if you go too fast. The lacing pulls apart and gets kind of distorted if you go too quickly. So this video was actually sped up by about 1.5 times speed. So I'm going quite slow on the actual, live view, we'll call it, of when I made the painting. So be mindful, no need to rush, go slow, take your time, and try to create your design as best you can with what you have. So I'm intentionally going very slow, corner to corner, wanting to, again, maintain that nice crisp lacing you see at the bottom and top of the pour. Now, it's funny for me kind of looking back on this video, reflecting on the past half year where I didn't paint at all, in that I really enjoy acrylic pour painting. It's a hobby of mine that I enjoy, when I have the time. And although I got a bit burnt out last year, I feel like I'm in a place now where I can keep going. Maybe not as regular as before, but for sure on a regular basis. Doing this type of painting is therapeutic in a way. It's your own time. You're able to create what you can create with what you have. So in my case, I needed some time to take away, and don't ever think that stopping means you've got to stop forever. So I am really happy to be back in the painting space, and I had a lot of fun doing this painting and just giving that little blue a nudge with my thumb there. And learning all the small little tips and tricks that it takes to do this little craft we do. Now, all in all, I'm really quite happy with how the lacing and the pour is turning out. The color combination, again, was kind of known to me. I'm used to blues and purples. I love them both. And I found that I thought that I should kind of stick with what I know initially off the hop to get back in the swing of things. So all in all, this pour came together quite well, and I'm really, really happy with it. And now going in for a bit of an overhead look at the wet result of this pour. I am really in love with the color combination and nice crisp white and purple lacing. This was a ton of fun to get back into, so thank you for being here with me on this pour. If you have enjoyed it, please click the like button or consider subscribing to the channel, and we will of course see you again in the next one.